welcome to the Tea and a Butty podcast. I'm Dominic.
And I'm Erica.
And today's episode, I'm going to be talking about Texan/American ways of life I've refused to adopt, and I never will do this. I'll never do these things, ever.
Mark this day.
Mark this day. Mark this day.
Yes.
You mark this day as
then,
the day I said
and
this.
then when he starts doing these things, we'll be able to say,
laugh.
Yeah, we'll be able to point and
We're
laugh.
gonna go, ha ha, you did it. And I was right. I was right all along.
I'm interested to hear what these are, to be honest. So, go ahead.
I refuse to get into... The first one is I refuse to get into Mexican food.
You refuse to get
I
into
refuse
it.
to it. Yes, I refuse
Well,
to adopt Mexican food as my thing. There's some
you
good...
are bleep out of luck, my friend. I'm very sorry for
No,
you.
I thought you were going to say, oh, you're bang out of order.
You bleep out of luck.
Bang out of order,
Bleep.
mate. I mean, tacos, enchiladas, guacamole, refried beans. No! Just get it out of my life.
Guys,
I don't like this. No, I don't like it. It's like tacos. I've eaten tacos. I've eaten enchiladas.
You like burritos.
I like burritos, and I like fajitas, and I like quesadillas.
Yes. Oh, yes. You love
Everything
you
with
love a quesadilla.
You love a quesadilla. You do. Yeah, you love it. You do.
Anything with a flour tortilla.
Anything with a flour tortilla, because I'm on level ground there. I'm on familiar, but corn tortillas and corn
tortillas are
hard
so
corn shells. Why do they exist? Why?
Tamales.
Why do they do this to me? Why are you doing this to me?
Oh, jeez.
Coming up here, oh yes, and it's not even really Mex. It's Tex-Mex, really.
So you're telling me if we moved to Britain or somewhere in Europe and we couldn't have Mexican food or Tex-Mex,
I wouldn't miss it.
You wouldn't miss it. You wouldn't ever crave a quesadilla.
Because
chicken
I could
fajita quesadilla.
You're a chicken fajita quesadilla. It's just like, no. I think I'd be fine with whatever the local cuisine was.
You hear that? Our audience is very disappointed.
It's like I don't crave them, to be honest. I mean, maybe I do. I don't know. God. Like a quesadilla or a fajita, maybe.
Nachos.
Yeah,
no,
nachos.
They're hardly Mexican.
No, the thing is with nachos,
or not at all.
We have differing ways on how to make nachos good. What I do is put the real cheese on.
Yeah, I love nachos like that.
Real cheese on, and then put them under the thing, and then bake them into the so they're
and
melted.
Jalapenos and salsa and guacamole.
Get out of here! Get out of here with
cream.
that. No, well, sour cream, yes, but no, the rest of it can just go. You just put you put that cheese sauce on that, like what you call queso, but it's just like a cheese sauce, and it's just like. What is this, like Velveeta? What is it?
No.
Get it out of my life.
I mean, you can have them either way, but
I don't like
the
it.
queso, that's like...
No, I don't like it. I mean, the queso.
The queso.
Queso! Yeah, because it's a queso.
Oh my god. We have to move on.
We have to move on.
This one has just absolutely infuriated me.
I can't
talk about it anymore.
I'm spitting with rage, I am. Yeah. I'm fuming, Han. Fuming, I am. I was just like... The next one is getting into American sports. I just, I'm not into sports, even though the last episode was all about football.
Yeah, on Tuesday, we just completely lost our audience because talking about soccer.
And now they're back listening to me complain about it.
Sports again. Oh, you
can't.
are treading on thin ice.
I just can't. I mean, with the Mexican food, I was done with it I was sick of it after a week, so I was sick of American football after a week too,
Yeah.
Just like, ugh.
This is American football, not just all American sports.
Baseball too.
My God, get out! Who even are you?
It's just not my scene, man. I don't dig it, you know what I mean?
I am going to take you to New York City, and I am going to take you to a New York Yankees game, and you are going to say that to everyone in the crowds at a New York Yankees game, and they're going to throw hot dogs at you.
Which they paid which they
They
pay
don't
for.
care.
They don't care, do
They
they?
live in New York City, and they are rich beyond belief.
It's like, yeah, we're
They
hanging
will
out at the
buy
Yankees
hot
game.
dogs
This
just to
$20
throw at you.
hot dog. I'm going to buy all the hot dogs so we can throw at this Brit who says, no, I don't watch baseball.
Oh my gosh.
I never have. I mean, it's just something, it's like the Mexican food. It's something you didn't grow up with. You didn't watch it, So it's like, I guess that's why I'm kind of more interested in football, because it's just something that came on TV, And I was just like, oh yeah,
Football, meaning soccer.
Soccer.
Is that on your list?
Soccer.
You refuse to call soccer soccer?
Yes, that can be the next one. I refuse to call soccer because it doesn't make sense. I mean, and we invented it. Yeah, we did to differentiate it from rugby football. But now people just call that rugby, so we can call football.
Yeah.
And so soccer doesn't need to be a thing, but it's like, no, football is something different. And it's
Maybe
just
if you called it like in Spanish, if you called it football.
Football. Yeah.
Then we can, But then you don't eat Mexican food, so then they
Well, don't
hate you.
they don't like it. They don't like it. They don't like this Tex-Mex.
Oh my gosh.
Another thing, talking about sayings, saying y'all. I'm never going to say that.
Oh, I don't say that.
Yeah, you
even.
do. You say, hey, y'all.
I do not.
Yeah, hey, y'all. This is Erica here.
I don't.
Hey, y'all.
I don't
Erica
know
here
when
with T and the Buddy podcast.
I don't know when I stopped saying it, but I have not said y'all in...
Stuff
I
like
do
it just doesn't
very
sound
rarely.
right coming from me, It just
Yeah.
doesn't sound right coming
No.
out in my voice. I'm just like, so what y'all doing? It's like, so what y'all doing?
That being said, I have heard British people say y'all sometimes.
Yeah.
Because it used to be just a Texas
What y'all
thing,
doing?
really. Yeah.
What y'all
doing? Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's just
and I
like-
go, yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, what y'all doing, bruv? What y'all doing, bruv?
Yeah.
You're right, bruv. And it just sounds wrong to me to hear it, because, it's like, y'all.
I say you
What
guys.
are y'all guys doing over there?
Y'all guys. Yeah, when they say
Y'all
y'all
guy-
guys, it's like, do you know what y'all is a contraction
You all
of?
guys. You all guys. I mean, in Scotland, right, they used to say yous.
Oh, yeah.
Yous.
Apparently
And
in
my
Missouri
parents
they say...
I said it when I was 7.
Yeah.
And I came in and go, what yous doing here? And they were like, do not ever say that to us. Do not call us yous. Don't say that to us.
Your mom was Scottish,
Yeah,
though.
I
She
know.
didn't say...
She was
no.
I know, she was. She was like, you don't call us yous. Don't say that. Because the kids at school were saying yous.
Yeah.
What yous doing? Don't you say that.
Apparently in Missouri...
Like it was a really bad word,
I think it's Missouri anyway. They say Ewans.
Ewans.
Yeah. What Ewans doing? I'm doing it
Ewans.
with a weird kind of
Ewans.
quasi-Scottish accent now.
Ewans doing.
What,
Hey.
I don't know a Missouri accent, but they say Ewans. Ewans, like you ones, I guess.
It's kind of like, there's certain things I have to adopt, saying like trash, hood and trunk,
Yeah.
because people won't know what I'm talking about if I say like bin, bonnet and boot,
Yeah.
So, I have to say these kind of things because nobody would know what I'm talking about otherwise.
Yeah.
There'd be people going, what? What? It's bad
Like
enough
saying
with
French
tomato.
fries.
Well, French fries, yeah, I have to say that.
If
Fries.
you're at a restaurant, yeah.
I mean, they're just French,
You can't say
And it's funny
chips.
because, like, we might do an episode on this, the Anglo creep,
Yeah.
which is like a merry creep, they call it in Britain.
Yeah.
It's like where words start creeping into the vernacular.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like fries are called that in Britain. They're called fries,
Yeah.
like a burger and fries,
Mm-hmm.
if you get them from McDonald's. Like
Yeah.
McDonald's with the string, they're fries.
Yeah.
Chips are the big fat ones,
Five Guys burgers and fries.
Yeah, and then Five Guys burgers and chips. No, I mean, it does fries. And Five Guys do very good fries, I think. Everyone will agree with me on that. But, yeah, that's what it's like. Fast food chains who give you fries. They're fries. But
Yeah.
chips are from a chip shop. They're quite thicker and they're just like,
Yeah.
they're very good and you like them. Even if you were sick of them the last time we were getting them.
Yeah.
I gorged myself on them. Every day I had to go and get them because I hadn't had them for like 3 years or something. Wasn't it? And you were just like, sick of these bloody things.
I was very annoyed, yes.
I don't want these anymore.
I went in my Tex-Mex.
I wanted my Tex-Mex. So if I could just get a burrito with this.
If I could just get
a taco.
Yeah.
Imagine, there you go. What tacos wouldn't go with that. Imagine the Jack in the Box tacos.
And fries, yeah.
Your favorite, right?
Yeah.
Jack in the Box tacos.
Yeah.
With
those
chip shop chips.
Those are just pure junk, really, you know.
They are pure junk.
They are pure junk. I mean, I don't even know if you can those even qualify as tacos. They're so good. Do not get me wrong, but
yeah, every time you say it, I'm just like, there are better things.
Fried, and they're so good.
There are better things to get that are more filling.
They're so greasy and horrible for you, but they just taste so good.
I think it's the cheapness that you like, because they're like very cheap. And they look it too. They look like this is very cheap. That's why you can get so many of them.
It's just junk. You know what? It's like I mean, I've never done the kebab after a night out or whatever. The kebab.
Yeah, you gotta have.
That's what I can't get on board with. Calling
they're not
a
cheap,
kebab a
but
kebab.
You're drunk, so you're just paying for it anyway. You're just like, ooh, never looked at the prices before. It's like, how do you know what you're doing when you're drunk?
But they say, oh, it's like crap food.
That's crap food, yeah.
That's what the Jack in the Box tacos are. They're so good. They're just like the crap food, but they're so good.
I suppose so, yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing, I mean, from the sayings, because we kind of went off, we deviated there. We're talking about the food. You
were talking about things that you do have to say.
Yeah, and I mean that was it basically. That was you know that I do have to say trash, you know, and all that kind of stuff.
That was just the point.
That's the point. But I went off on a tangent talking about food, fries and stuff like that. You know, like I do have to say fries. You know, talking about food. It's going to be a food podcast before too long. Wearing baseball caps and wraparound sunglasses. That's a very Texan thing.
You mean the combination of the
combination
two.
of the two.
Yeah, because I was like, you lie. You wear
did it for a week,
caps.
And it's just not for me. I did it for a week, and it's just not for me.
Where is that from?
Not for me. You know.
No, I know what that's from, but you didn't do it for a week.
Yeah, I did.
You've never owned a pair of wraparound sunglasses.
I have.
You have not.
Yes, I have. I think we got rid of them.
No.
Yeah, we did.
Wraparound sunglasses are horrible.
I got
They're only for, like, Little League baseball coaches.
Little League softball and baseball coaches.
Yes. These are who wear
the wraparound sunglasses.
Motorcycle riders, you know.
And it's just like that, you know, you've just got them like that. And, you know, their faces are all red because they're sunburned because they've been out in the sun all the time. And they take it off and it's just like big raccoon face. Yeah. It's just like, yeah, I just can't. It's just not for me. I did have a pair of wraparound sunglasses.
You didn't. I don't
and a baseball cap. I do wear baseball caps.
You wear baseball caps.
Yeah, I do, but not wraparound sunglasses.
There's a couple.
And I don't stand around going like that. What's going on?
There's a couple baseball caps that you have worn the absolute
bleep
crap
out
of that are looking at me right now that need to go away. So you do wear the caps, but you don't wear the combination. No, I don't remember those wraparound sunglasses, and if I had ever seen them, I would have thrown them out myself.
We did get rid of them, I'm sure.
Yeah,
because I had a bunch of sunglasses when I came over here.
Never had any.
And then...
Never had any.
Okay.
Never had any. Next.
I did. I had some. I don't know what she's talking about. Okay.
Alternate reality.
But I did the whole wraparound sunglasses thing, you know, the sports ball cap.
Oh my
you know, like UT cap or whatever it was, or, you know, whatever's big over here. What's the sports team that's big over here? It's Texas Longhorns. And that's another thing, actually, you know, just getting into American sports. It's like college football.
Getting into college sports.
Because it's like, you're not, I mean, some of them, I guess, are paying them now. The kids.
What? Paying the fans?
The kids.
No, they can't pay this.
They've got to be able to. No. I thought there was some legislation they put through that they had to pay some... or some of their college, at least.
No, you can't. No. Well, yeah. You can get a scholarship.
Oh, well, that's how they're being paid then.
You get a scholarship.
But I mean, it's not big bucks, like, because people are all into that. I don't get it. It's like you're
No,
watching
I don't get it
kids play football. It's like it's not even professional.
Okay, I get it if you yourself went to that school, if you have a family member who goes to that school, or someone who obviously plays on the team, but like
if you have nothing to do with it and you've got yourself a UT shirt. And,
UT is the University of Texas for anyone who doesn't know what he's talking about.
The team, and it's just like they're not a professional team.
Yeah.
They're a school team.
It's big business in this city.
They're essentially a school team.
It is big business in this city.
You go to the Texas. You go to the Texas store. They've got their own store.
I know people who went to other universities around Texas and who still are like huge UT fans. And it's just like, you didn't even go there.
I bleed orange, and it's just like,
it's like you didn't even go to that.
Did you go there?
No, I don't understand it either. My brother says he likes it because the players are not being paid. And so they're more like passionate about the sport and stuff. In my opinion, they're trying to get recruited by a professional team. So it's
they are.
They want to be paid is why they're passionate about it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't understand it either. I'm not a fan. Like, I don't care. Yeah. College sports teams. It's like, okay, I didn't even really like go to any of the games of the university I went to. I can't remember going to any games. So it's like I didn't even care about them when I was in college. It's like, if you're a fan of them, more power to you. But you bleed orange, do you? I just don't understand. But anyway.
Well, another thing that I cannot get into doing over here is putting a cup of water in the microwave and heating it up. You don't do that, okay? You don't get, I've got to boil it in the microwave. It's like, why? Yeah. Get yourself a kettle.
It doesn't ever boil.
Well, it boils for like 5 seconds, and then it's like, the cup is like, you can't touch the cup. Because the cup is hotter than the water.
No, the water doesn't ever get to like boiling. I read somewhere.
You're putting tea in that, and it's just terrible. It's stewed. It's like, it's tepid.
Yeah.
It's terrible. Stop it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
No, don't do that.
No, you don't do it, anyone. And I mean, if you're gonna make a cup of tea, you've got to make it with a kettle.
Well, when I was little,
or if you've got a boiling water tap.
When I was little, my grandma used to boil the water in a pan on the stovetop and then put the tea bags in that. So she'd make like a whole pan of tea,
I mean, that's you're still boiling the water there.
Yeah. So she didn't have a kettle, but she didn't do it in the microwave.
In the microwave, it's just so unreliable.
That's like so old fashioned, isn't it? Like a little pan on the stove, and then you have to really carefully pour it into the cups or whatever. But
it's funny because I saw this like Instagram reel or something. I think it was Lad Bible or something did it. And, it was like this person was trying to make a perfect cup of tea, and they got this they had a kettle and everything. It was one of those fancy ones that you put on a thing and you just hit a button and it boiled the water, But she'd put the tea bags in it.
Oh, yeah.
As it was boiling, and it was starting going out, like that. And she goes, "What's going on? Why are all the cups wobbling?" It's like, she was like, "Oh, what's happening?" And people were like, "You've put the tea bags in the kettle as it's boiling. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to like..."
Well, what happened? I don't understand what you're saying.
Well, the water started coming out as it was boiling, out of the kettle.
Well, she just put too much water in the kettle. That doesn't have anything to do with the tea bags.
I think, because...
our kettle has a little line on it that says only fill up to here.
But when you put the tea bags in...
Yeah.
It starts, it raises the water level.
Well, yeah. So she just put too much water in.
Well, yeah, that's probably what she did. But, she's putting the tea bags in the kettle to boil them. It's just going to split the bag.
That's the only problem.
Yeah.
I don't think anything else is really wring with doing that, to be honest.
My sister did it and nearly burned down the house. My dad always says that thing. It's like, oh, yeah, the first time she made a cup of tea, she put the tea bags in the kettle. She could have caught the house on fire. It's just
I don't know, how is that going to catch the house on
because
fire?
It's something, it's like that, it's like there's a heating filament in it, and it might, I don't know.
I
don't know. I haven't looked it up. I haven't looked up the science of what happens when you put tea bags in the kettle. I think the only thing that
would happen is that the tea bags could split. You know,
they
you're
will.
Have loose tea.
They will. Yeah.
In the kettle. But
yes.
other than that, it's like I don't think there's anything. Really
it's a
wrong
flammable
with it.
tea. Tea is a flammable liquid.
Oh no! You put the tea bags in the kettle while you're boiling it.
No, it was. They had to evacuate the whole street. All because my sister was like, am I doing this right? I put it in the kettle. No, what are you doing? I remember my first time making tea, it was a very stressful experience. I just took it upon myself to do it for my mother. And I remember it's like, okay, I can do this. Yeah, make a cup of tea. Yeah, I know what to do. And I made it really good. And, the first time...
If you do say so yourself.
No, I did, because my mother was like, oh, you can make tea now. Great. It's just like, you're the tea maker. So it was like, that was it from then on, It's like with my gran too and everyone, I was making tea for everyone.
I don't think...
It's a rite of passage when you make your first cup of tea in Britain.
I don't know if
everyone
I ever
remembers
made it in the microwave. Maybe when
Not
I was...
in the bloody microwave.
Maybe when I was at work... Because we didn't have any kind of kettle or anything like that if I wanted a cup of tea. But I just didn't.
Yeah.
I know people do it, but I think I just didn't really make hot tea for myself before I knew you.
I only
ever had it like if my grandma made it,
Yeah.
It's like I didn't really make it for myself. But I do know people who make it in the microwave, and I think that is a pretty common thing over here.
Well, yes, people do it because they think, it's faster, I can boil the water in there, I heat up my food in there. It's like, that's another thing, I don't like using the microwave all that much. Even though we had microwaves in Britain, I never used to use it as much. I mean,
It makes the food taste weird.
Well, yeah, and reheating stuff, you can't... The stuff you can't reheat anyway, like French fries or chips.
Yeah.
Or even chicken.
Oh, no, chicken reheated is terrible.
It's absolutely disgusting. Anyway, another thing I can't get on board with is this kind of like dialect thing down here, saying drug instead of dragged.
Yeah.
It's like, I drug it out. It's like, no, you dragged it out.
Yeah, what were we...
I was drugging it out, or whatever,
I drug it, so I had to...
drug it.
Yeah, I drug it out.
Did you drug it out, It's like...
I don't think you would say,
I drug it out.
Yeah, I drug it out.
You gotta drug it out,
No, that doesn't make... That's not correct.
Because it sounds like you're supposed to say that.
You just say...
Because it's like, there's no ED on the end of it.
Oh, and I drug it across town,
I dragged it across town.
Yeah. What were we just talking about? Something else you were griping about this past weekend.
I was not griping. I was making an observation.
What is it? Something else that Americans say, and you say, "Oh no, that's not correct." And so I looked it up. And
addicting.
It
was actually during the England game.
Yeah.
So it was Jack in the Box.
It was Jack in the Box.
The Jack in the Box commercial.
The Jack in the Box tacos are addicting.
It's like addicting.
Yeah.
It's like addictive.
Yeah.
Addictive.
But so I looked it up, if anyone's wondering.
No.
And they're interchangeable.
I refuse to believe that. And I'm making my mission to stop America.
But then
saying addicting.
But then so I happened to look up drug versus dragged after that, just for whatever
purely out
reason.
Of chance.
Yeah, for whatever reason, and it's just like drug is pharmaceuticals or illegal drugs or something that is the
and that's
only...
why it's kind of thing. Did you drug it? That's what it's supposed to say.
For anybody in the other states or in Britain or something that has no idea what we're talking about, in Texas particularly, and probably other states here in the South, we often use drug when we mean dragged. So drug as the past tense of the word drag. Yeah. So you would say like, I drug it outside, or I drug it across town. And
it's like, it doesn't, it's, as you said, sing, sang, sung.
Yeah.
And it's like a drag drug. I've been drigging it, you know?
Yeah. I think that's probably the thinking behind it. Why they...
I mean, it's just something, but every time I see it, it just...
And the hilarious thing is I never thought anything about it until you pointed it out. I was like, oh,
drug.
Yeah. Yeah, you were always like,
and it's
dragged,
like, and the thing,
dragged.
And I'm like, it's like a pet peeve. And of course, you know, if I say something like that, it's just like, oh, well, he's British, so he doesn't know what he's talking about. This is what we say here. And it's like, no, you don't say that.
I don't know who says that.
You know, but yeah, you know, it's that kind of way of thinking because they still say drug, you know. Or they still say it's like it's not, you know, you haven't been taught to say dragged.
I don't think it's anything to do with that you don't know what you're talking about. It's just forced.
You don't know what you're talking about.
It's just habit. It's just people have been saying that their whole lives, and you look it up and you go, oh,
well,
yeah,
I am to break the habit.
This is not correct, you know, and they're just like
this habit of baseball and football. We're gonna get into soccer now. Yes. Another thing is thinking cheerleaders are normal. I'm never going to adopt that freaking thing. They're the most useless things ever.
The most useless. Oh my god! I hope nobody's a cheerleader or was a cheerleader.
I'm sorry, but why? If you were, and I'm gonna have so many people go. I used to be a cheerleader.
Were you a cheerleader in high school? Well, you are useless.
I mean, what is it for? What is it for?
Oh my god!
Because you know, it's like, to lead the cheers. It's like, why aren't the crowd doing that anyway?
They're just getting the crowd pumped up, you know.
Why do they need to be pumped up?
I don't have any idea.
They're already pumped up. Because they're already pumped up for the team.
Yeah.
The team's making a good play. Oh, well, if the team... And I've heard that. Well, if the team aren't going so well, we've got to, like, you know... And it's just like, no, they should be doing that anyway.
I can remember times because my high school football team was absolute crap.
Yeah.
And so they'd be not doing well. And so the crowd is just kind of like,
well, that's what I was.
You know,
that's what I just said. You know, it's just like they're there to get, and it's just like that.
They're there to like, all right, come on, you know, pump the crowd.
They don't
so the
need
crowd's
it.
like,
you know, they
yay.
don't need it. You know.
Yeah. Well, they do sometimes, I guess. You know.
No one's winning. You know, it's just like.
If the team's not doing well, then the crowd gets a bit demoralized, and they stop yelling and stuff because they're just
the crowd aren't playing, are they?
Well, that's what the cheerleaders are pumping the crowd up. They're not doing anything for the team.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what I mean. It doesn't matter if the crowd are demoralized. Why would it matter if the crowd are demoralized?
Because the team, like, feeds, the players feed off the energy of the crowd. You know,
yeah, no.
they play harder. They're like, yeah, if they can hear everybody going, come on,
I suppose so.
As opposed to just crickets, you know what I mean? Like if they hear like nobody's.
You're a fan. You're a fan of something.
Yeah.
So you're going to be there supporting them. You know, no matter what. You know, like for soccer in England, if it's like Ukraine, you know.
Yeah.
It's like they didn't have any cheerleaders.
Yeah.
You know, so
and the shots of the crowd where they were all just like there. There was one girl that was actually like sobbing. It's just like, come on, they don't want to. The team doesn't want to like look up into the crowd and see that the crowd's lost all faith in them. You know what I mean? Yeah. They want the crowd to be like, come on, yeah, get back in there. You can do it. You know, yeah.
And it's like.
That's what the cheerleaders are supposed to be doing. Yeah. And also they're actually leading the cheers. You know, so so if they want to get the crowd in a chant,
let's go. Yeah, and I mean, fair enough. I mean, it's fun for you to be part of the thing, but it's just kind of like I don't know why it was such a thing. I mean, why was it so popular?
I don't know.
Why did they need? Oh, they're cute.
How did it even start? I don't know.
I mean, why was it usually only girls? You know,
in the olden days, yeah. I say that. I don't know if it always was.
Because I mean, I know there's male cheerleaders now and everything, but it's just kind of like, you know, like
there
it was
always been. I don't know, you know.
And it's like, woo! You know,
Texas A&M College is known for they don't call them cheerleaders though for some reason. They call them yell leaders, and they're guys. They're just all guys. Doing that.
Come on. Yeah, I mean that's the. I don't
know the history of cheerleading, I'm afraid. I really don't. I could. Maybe someone listening does. Maybe someone knows where it started.
It was probably something bad. So.
What about the little pom poms? Like, what's that all about? I don't know.
I don't know. It must have been like something like Las
Vegas. It's just something like
it's very
glittery
Vegas-y.
And it's just like, yay, the megaphone kind of things. Those make sense, but with the
who was the
pom-poms,
first cheerleader?
Yeah,
you're at a baseball game or you're at
the first one. There was just one girl.
She was just sitting there and she was like, you know what? I should get down there on the field.
Doing some cartwheels.
I should get down in the field, start shaking some pom poms and doing some cartwheels.
Maybe
get this crowd started up and I can start
and
a
then
squad.
People were like, oh yeah,
that's not a good bad job. We need one of you guys doing that. Get a squad of girls together. Let's do it.
Oh my god.
And the last one is commercials. I refuse to adopt them.
Just commercials.
I refuse to adopt that way of life of
just commercials.
Yeah, and I mean that's something over here. That's the biggest money maker people have. Like we were just talking about the sports games. Oh, they're blowing the whistle every 5 seconds, and they're going, okay, we're going to go to commercial now. And then it's like commercials for like all the way through. I mean, in like a soccer game or something, it's like commercials are at halftime. Get your commercials in, then the end. The rest of the time is for the game.
Oh, a football game. Trying to watch a football game is terrible for commercials. Like literally every 5 minutes.
It's like, what is the point in playing this game? It's like you could just have them out sitting on the field in their uniforms, in their kits.
That's probably a reason why I don't like football. Actually, because they're blowing the whistle every 5 seconds, and I guess with them like. They get in their huddle or whatever to strategize about the next play or something. And I guess that's too boring.
Strategize.
And so, the television network that's airing is like, oh, well, this is boring for viewers. So let's go to a commercial, And so it's
we'll charge more or whatever. Yeah.
But I mean, commercials exist in Britain.
Yes.
So.
But there's not, well, I mean, I don't know now. There may be commercials all over there, but people hate them over here. They mute them,
Yeah.
But it's like, oh no, it's just going to be commercials. We're just going to hit you out of nowhere with them,
Yeah.
Because, we don't want you to say end of part 1 so we can give you a chance to escape the living room.
Yeah.
And so you don't see.
I think that people are getting on board with you there because that's why all these streaming services are getting so popular. Because you don't
commercials.
Yeah. So, yeah.
You sign up and you watch a show and that's it.
I think most people would agree with you on the commercials.
Well, there we go.
Something we can finally agree. Commercial.
Speaking of that, let's go to a commercial right after the opening credits have played.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
That's the annoying bit.
Yeah. They don't do that in Britain?
No.
Yeah. Or like
it's usually one commercial and then that's it. That's what, when I was a kid, it was,
Or the other thing is like...
And on the BBC, there was no commercials.
Or the other thing is the show is about to end. Like, there's literally probably less than a minute of the show left. They've got to go to commercials. And so they'll come back and they'll be like, bye, see you all next time. And that's it. And then more commercials.
And it's like, why? That doesn't even make sense either.
No, yeah.
And it's just like, they go to commercials and then it comes out, it goes, and that's all we have time for. Goodbye. And then more commercials.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's the dumbest move ever.
In the olden days of television in this country, they used to integrate the commercials into whatever the show was.
The news. And yeah, what was it? I think it was the Beatles.
Mm.
And their first, they was like, oh, it's funny over here, you're watching TV and stuff like that. And he's like, and the situation and thing, but if you tried Coke,
yeah,
it's like, where did that come from?
The situation in China is very terrible.
And it's very, and it's like,
but Coke.
But Coke.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's going on here now? What's happening?
But I recently saw some YouTubers saying that apparently, because
it's getting back to that.
Well, because they go to these YouTube things and these seminars and whatever. And I say seminars, but they're like webinars or whatever, and they're telling them about how to do YouTube. And
how to be a successful YouTuber.
Yeah, what the statistics show and the trends and the da-da-da-da-da, And some YouTuber that we watch recently was saying that apparently YouTube viewers prefer to see integrated commercials as opposed to like a pre-recorded like ad coming up in the middle of the show.
Yeah.
You know, they want to see their YouTubers selling them whatever the product
yes,
is.
Because it's like it doesn't take them out of the show, I guess, you know. And that's
Yeah.
probably what they did in the early days of American TV was like, you know, okay, we're not gonna and now a few words from our sponsor. You know?
And it would be on the
sponsor,
same set.
on the same set, and it would just pan to the guy, and he'd just be there like have you ever tried
Kraft macaroni and cheese or whatever?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, but yeah, those are that's it from me.
That's it. Yeah.
Those are what I'm, refuse to adopt over here.
Yeah.
And have you ever tried?
Yeah, so let us know if you understand why he's not wanting to adopt certain things. Let us know if you think that he will after a certain period of time. Or...
It's been 10 years already, you know,
yeah.
and I still haven't done this. Yes. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Everyone.
As always, we appreciate your support. Be sure to check us out on social media. We are at TButty, TEABUTTY on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and we will talk to you next week.
Goodbye, everybody.